So we're now officially ready to crochet this sample. We're going to be starting with our instructions on page number 2, and we're going to be starting the back ribbing section, working our way to the body, and we're going to end right here on the pattern. So everything below, we're going to focus on a different video. So we're going to get ourselves to this moment and we're going to begin. So you need your smaller crochet hook to begin, which is a 5.5 millimeter. And then as we go to the body, we're then going to go to the 6 millimeter size J. So the cuffing area is going to be a consistent item. It says here to repeat the first and second rows until the pattern is worked for 2.5 inches. Here's a hint, you're only repeating rows 1 and 2 one more time after that. So it's only 5 rows, which includes the foundation row. So that's a nice easy way to do it. Our also concept is that we're going to have to get that stitch marker in place to know what the right and the wrong side is, because it does make a difference. So without further ado, let's grab our smaller crochet hook and let's begin. So if I can call your attention to rows 1 and 2, see how there's no color difference, or these set of instructions are like this. So everything from here down to here is the same for everybody. So everybody's ribbing, no matter what size, will be 2.5 inches. Nice and easy to remember. So we only have to worry about that information when we see it in the pattern itself. So you have to decide what size you are doing. Hopefully you've done that. I'm going to be doing the medium. That will fit me. So you're either doing the small, the next, 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 and next. So your starting chain is going to be the size that you're working on. So in my case, it'll be 71. So you may want to go through ahead in the pattern and just highlight the numbers that you would like to concentrate on. And let's grab our small crochet hook and let's chain the number that you're going to need for your pattern. So let's begin. Have a spare piece of yarn ready, because you're going to want to mark the front side after the first row. So just keep that to the side. Let's create a slip knot to begin, and you're going to chain the number that you want. So I would recommend printing this. If you see the video description, you'll see a pattern link. You can go there and print this out and follow along. So you can either chain 65, 71, 77, 83, or 89. So in my case, for the medium, I'm only doing 71. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and go to the number that is suggested in the pattern, and I'll see you at the end of the row in a moment. So once you get to the number that you wanted, then you're ready to go for your foundation row, and this is going to get yourself started. So you're going to go 4th chain from the hook. So 1, so don't count this one. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Turn it to the back hump of the chain, because I think it'll look nicer, and double crochet. So the chains that you skipped here, this is considered a double crochet. So you technically have 2 double crochets now. And you're just going to stay on the back hump of the chain and double crochet yourself all the way to the end. You can find the stitch count number at the end of the row on the pattern if you would like to do that, and just double crochet across your chain. And I'll be right back in a moment. So I'm coming all the way across my chain, and I'm going to go into the last one in just a second. Here's a hint. The number of double crochets should be an odd number in order for the ribbing to work. So before we move on though, I want you to place in the stitch marker that is going to indicate the right side. So as you're finishing this, you're looking at the right side right now. So just pull out the hook and just grab a spare piece of yarn and go around a post. Grab onto it and put it through the loop. So whenever you're looking at the tail ends of this stitch marker, it means that you're looking at the right side of the project. It sometimes gets hard to identify that in the future. So if you're looking at this, it's the wrong side, this is the right side. So we're going to turn our work and begin the first row, because this was considered foundation, and we're going to start our way across. So chain 2 counts as a stitch in this pattern, but I don't like that. So the first stitch is going to be a half double crochet instead. So you're just going to chain 1 and half double crochet into the first one. I just don't think a chain 2 looks good on edges. Okay, so that's only 1 stitch. So you're going to look directly below, and do you see the posts? Those are what the stitches are made of. So the first one out that you have right here is going to be a double crochet front post. So you're going to wrap the hook and go into the side of the post. So just go down in between 2 posts and pop it back out on the other side. Yarning over, pulling it through, yarning over, pulling it through 2 and 2. So that makes that stitch pop out towards you, and then the next one has to be a back post. So you're going to wrap the hook, come from behind the project and in between the 2 posts, take that post back behind the project. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 and 2. And you're going to alternate between these stitches until you get close to the end. So the next one right here is going to be a front post. So crochet, so come through the side. Crochet does not have elasticity to it, but doing ribbing stitches will provide that. So the next one is a back post. Next one is a front post. Just ignore that stitch marker. And I can see by the positioning of the stitch marker that I'm on the wrong side. And if you look at the instructions, it says that as well. So then the next one has to be a back post. So I want you to alternate between the 2 stitches all the way to the other side, and I'll see you close to the end to make sure you're finishing perfectly. And I'll be right back in a moment. As I'm getting close to the end, I have 2 stitches left. I'm currently on the back post, and that's just because I'm alternating. The stitch before the last one is a front post double crochet, so my alternating is working. So that means that I'm right. And the very last stitch here in the top of the turning chain is a half double crochet. And this was row number 1. So we're going to turn your work, and we're going to do row number 2, and we want to keep this ribbing. So you can see there's a bit of stretch to it, and let's begin row number 2. So the ribbing is very easy to maintain because you can see the stitches already. So you're going to just chain up 1 and half double crochet into the first one. You can see that this first one is kind of in behind, so you want to keep that as a back post double crochet. So just coming in from behind and keep that as a back post. And so that means the next one has to be a front post. So you're just matching what you see. So if it's on the front post, keep it front post. If it's on the back, keep it on the back. And you'll do this all the way across then for row number 2. And I'll see you close to the end of the row in a moment. I'm coming close to the end of the second row, just matching what I see. Okay. So we now have to repeat. So the second and last one should be a back post double crochet on row number 2. And the last stitch in is a half double crochet. Okay. There's a difference because of the height. That's why the last one and the first one are half double crochet. So you just got to repeat 1 and 2 one more time. And the easiest way to remember this is that just chain up 1 and half double crochet your first one. Okay. And then see how it's coming towards you. So this time it has to be a front post double crochet, and the next one's back. So I need you to do this row and 1 more row. So I'm at the end of row number 2 again, but there's a slight problem. It says that you need to end on the wrong side. So this means that I'm looking at this, so I'm ending on the right side. So this has to be upside down in order to officially finish on a wrong side. So I've done the foundation row, I did 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So before I finish this, I have to turn it around and do 1 more last row of number 1. So when you take a measurement of this, you'll see that it's just slightly over 2.5, and that's fine. You know, that just means that you got a nicer cuff to work with. So you're just going to then half double crochet your first one and just match what you see. So you're doing row number 1 all over again. And at the end of this row, we're going to be finishing off this color, and we're also going to be moving on to do the body of the panel. So I'm coming up to the end, and I am technically finishing on the wrong side of the work. Make sure you half double crochet that last one. And then this is it for this particular color. So you can just snap this. If you are not changing color, then don't take off your yarn, don't finish it, and just begin the body work next. So just kind of coming out. Okay, so because this is upside down, is that this is the wrong side. So this is going to have some serious stretch to it, and we're going to turn our work and then get ready for the body. And we need to switch our hook now to the larger one, and I'm just going to switch to a different tone of gray for the next portion. So off camera, I've done the second one, which is for the front for later on in this series. Because I'm changing color, I might as well do it. I also had some people working here at the house, so I couldn't film. So I did a second one, and this will come back into play when we do the front panel later on in the series. So we're going to take at least one of them, make sure the right side is facing up, and we're going to begin here. We need to grab our larger crochet hook, and I'm just going to switch my color out, and I'm going to start the body of it. And the body for all of the sizes is going to be the same distance, and it's from the base here all the way up, and it's going to be 16.5 inches ending on a wrong side. So when you end, you got to make sure this is upside down, and you'll be finishing right here. Okay, so let's begin to do the body, the first row. So let's do the body, and switching to your larger crochet hook. So this is going to cause it to kind of fan out. So it's going to look like this in a few rows. So you're going to start off with the very first stitch, and I'm putting it onto the hook already. It's already there. Slip stitch is already there. And I'm just going to pull through and through. So it's attached with the slip stitch, and only chain one. And I'm still going to do my practice of chaining one at the beginning of each row and half double crocheting in the same stitch. So I'm not going to use the chain two like it's suggesting. So because this hook is bigger, it's going to cause the stitch work to be larger, which is going to get around your body a lot better. Cover over top of some of the stragglers, you can get away with that, and use every stitch. So it's going to be the same stitch count number of your size of project that you're working with. And you're just half double crocheting across. Okay, you don't need to count unless you really feel like you do. And just go across the first pass, and I'll be right back in a moment. So I'm coming all the way across. And no big deal, just half double crochet in each. Don't forget the ending one right there. Always looks like it's not a stitch, but it is. And then it's going to keep up. So this is going to be wider, so you're going to see it start to buckle outward, which is exactly what it's supposed to do because of the elasticity of the ribbing that causes that. So you just turn your work, and you just start another row, and you keep doing it until it's 16.5 inches. So just chain up one and one half double crochet in the same stitch that is coming out of, and keep on going across. So 16.5 inches is from the base here all the way to the ending, and you're not going to fasten off, and you're going to end on a wrong side, and then we're going to start making space for the armholes, and we're going to get that established before we're ending today's tutorial and then moving on to the next one. So just half double crochet. I'm just going to see you at the end of the row just to verify that you're getting into that last stitch correctly, and I'll be right back in a moment. So I'm just whistling Dixie. This is the type of project now you can just throw on the TV, just sit back, relax, and just get it done. Okay, and don't forget that final stitch right there. Okay, so turn your work. So 16.5 inches, you can actually start to see it. It's coming like this, which is perfect. And so just chain up one and half double crochet in each stitch, and I'll see you at the end of 16.5 inches finishing on the wrong side. And both the front and the back panel are exactly the same at this point as well. So if you want to start your front one, if you got time, then you can do that as well. So I'll be right back in a moment. I now have my 16.5 inches done. So I measured from the base to here as I promised. Now this is the right side of the project, and when you finish, you're supposed to end on the wrong side, so that stitch marker should appear on the other side, which it does. So I'm going to turn my project now, and we're going to start this next part here. And what we're doing is we're getting ourselves aligned for the next tutorial, as we are going to create spaces on both sides of these to create the armhole indentations. And that's what we're going to do next. So here in the instruction, we're right here, and we're going to be stopping here today. So we're going to get ourselves prepared for the next video, and we need to slip stitch a number of stitches in order to make the indentation for the armholes. So when you're looking at the pattern, there's a schematic, and it's the indentation that we're going to create right here. So for the small size, you are going to slip stitch in the first 9, and then for the next one, it's 11, 13, 15, or 16. So choose the number that you're going to do. And what I would recommend to you is that once we get there, just chain 1 only and half double crochet in that same one. And you're going to half double crochet all the way to the other side, except for you're going to leave the last 8, 10, 12, 14, or 15 stitches empty. Okay. So that makes sense, because if you're slip stitching to the 9 and you're using that as a stitch, the first 8 here is not used. So then that makes sense, right? Do you see that? So we're going to begin. So choose the number that you're going to do, and I'll demonstrate on what this is for my size that I'm working through. So to start, you're just going to slip stitch the number that you want. In my case, it's 11. So you just start in the first one and just slip. Just make sure you're a little bit relaxed with it. Slip stitching can be relatively tight. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9. So if I was doing the small, I would stop here, but I'm not. So I'm going to do 10 and 11 is my size. So if you're doing the larger size, keep on going and finish on the number that it's suggesting in the pattern. Once you're here, you are going to chain 1. So once you've got the one that you want, chain 1, half double crochet in the same one, and keep half double crocheting until you get close to the other side, and leave the remaining stitches empty. So it's either going to be 8, 10, 12, 14, or 15 stitches empty on the other side. So for my medium size that I'm working through, I'm going to be leaving the last 10 stitches empty. I'll see you there in a moment. So when you get close to the other side, you have to leave a certain amount of stitches empty. So it could either be 8, 10, 12, 14, or 15. In my case, it's 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I just have one more to do. And then that's it for today's video. So when you get ready for the next video, you just got to turn your work, and we're going to pick you up in the next video, and we're going to shoot our way up to the neck and do over top of the shoulders, and then do the bottom trim in the next video. We'll see you then, and we hope you have a good one, and let me know how you're doing in the comments below.